If there's an ounce of juice in that puppy at Canal Park tonight, Shane Bieber's not going to be on the roster in a couple of days. And it's pretty sad, guys. It's like, it reminds me of Michael Brantley a lot in a way. I know, Ryan, that's your favorite Guardian player ever. The thing with Bieber is just like, the production's there. He's been so consistent whenever he's out there. But with an organization like ours where you don't spend money, it's really tough to justify to themselves going out there and giving that second or like that next contract to the guys who are injury prone. And I think it's going to be sadly a situation like Brantley where he's just going to walk at the end if they don't move on from him this week. What are you going to get for Bieber though? That's the thing, because he does have the opt-out clause at the end of the year, which if he pitches any form of okay Major League Baseball this year, he's going to take. So I don't even know how much you're going to get for Shane Bieber at this point. People might need to even temper their expectations on what a Shane Bieber trade would get unless it's with Stephen Kwan.
Jack, where are you at with this? Because I've seen a couple of different sides of the argument. One side of the argument is, let's not overreact. This is a closer that we're talking about and a guy in Luis Ortiz that we're talking about that went down. The organization said that they're not expecting anybody else to go down. What are your thoughts on, is it time to rip this Band-Aid off and just say goodbye to Kwan this week, say goodbye to Shane Bieber this week? Or are you of the belief that it's just two dudes that went down, isolated incident? The playoffs still are just literally games away. Like, if you could put together a couple of wins here, you'd be back in the wild card picture. You really are in the wild card picture, but you'd be back in a wild card slot. Or is it time to just say goodbye to that because of all of this and just...
I think it's time to say goodbye, to be honest, and not in a way of giving up on this season. I think that last wild card spot is going to be within reach as long as we keep playing okay baseball against very bad baseball teams from here on out, which I do think will be the case. But again, Nick, I'm at the point where it's like Jose Ramirez is 32 years old, about to be 33. I'm thinking of how can we optimize him best. I don't think that there's anything you could do in the next week. Color me shocked saying this, by the way, that this team's not going to win the World Series this year. So I think if that's the case, you got to do whatever you can to start moving towards next year. I don't think they're going to hand Stephen Kwan the golden contract in the offseason. So I think the best thing you can do probably is move on from him. I think Shane Bieber probably will not be back here next year. So I think, again, probably it sucks to say the best thing to do is move on and get whatever you can and just try and tool. Even I hate to say it, be the bearer of bad news, I'd probably move on from Cade too. If I'm looking at purely trying to get better while Jose Ramirez is still here, factoring in that Kwan and Bieber are probably not going to be around much longer, I think you got to mini sell.
Rosenthal said that the quote here, I want to make sure that we're reporting this accurately. Stephen Kwan is generating, quote, a ton of trade interests. The Dodgers, Blue Jays, Phillies, and Padres are believed to be among the teams in the mix.
Yeah, there's Ethan Salas is a catching prospect for the Padres, I believe. There's something like that I think would make sense if you could find a way to get maybe you could get another side piece for him as well for Kwan. I'd love that.
When does Carl Willis get to move on and go to better pastures?
Oh man, Carl Willis is
because you're talking about the great.
No, Carl Willis.
It's the Bugatti meme in the. It's the
Bugatti
in the crappy garage.
Carl Willis is that one, just that genuine, just good guy who he thinks that he can change her. He thinks that at some point in time he's going to change her. And Carl Willis every single year runs his ass back out there thinking, you know what? Maybe if I speak enough sweet nothings, as Chris Jimenez said, into these guys' ears, they're going to look so good that the batters are like, hey, fuck, maybe this year we have to start hitting the ball. Carl, it's not going to happen. Move on. Go into retirement. Go hang out with Tito or something. And just have fun, man, because you've run your race, and you ran a great race, Carl, but it's not happening.